All right, Scott, you got our first question here. Greetings, Ishkana and the Wandering Emperor's biggest fans. Thank you. Very well done. 2 questions, long, not sorry. Good. I have been commentating over Paper Magic, both live and pre-recorded for a friend's YouTube channel. I've had pretty decent feedback from local players and friends, but I think I'm shit. What advice can you give a novice commentator aside from eliminating ums and things like that? Maybe a trick of the trade or something. Thanks, guys. I have listened to a lot of your commentary while trying to improve. As far as commentating over Paper Magic, a trick of the trade or something. Let's see. Well, my rules for commentary, especially in the color commentator spot, is you got to know the players, ideally. Most importantly, you got to know the cards because, if you're someone who's ever watched a show before, it's annoying when the people in the booth don't know the cards because that's the most important thing that we're watching, especially when the cards are hard to view because, they're small, they got a lot of text and everything like that. So, you want to be able to know exactly what they are right away when they show up on screen to be able to communicate them to the viewer. So, one of my superpowers, quote unquote, is that if I get even a sneak peek of someone's hand, or at least back in the last decade, because, there's all the card arts now, but if I get a sneak peek of someone's hand as they're flicking through it, I could identify the cards right away. Right. So it's nice and borderline to me and mandatory to know all the cards and how they work and how the decks work. Right. You have to be the source of truth and expert knowledge in the booth. So that would be a thing to focus upon. The joking, being entertaining, all the other stuff that comes in time as you get comfortable being in there. But if you focus on telling jokes and all the hee-hees and ha-has and don't know what fucking sleight of hand does, I don't really care about your jokes. I want to know that you actually know what's going on.
I think my biggest bit of advice, if you're in a color commentary spot, with a lot of, just like with a lot of other things, reps have a lot to do with it.
Absolutely.
You just naturally get slowly better as you do something more and more. If you think someone made a mistake or not is usually not as interesting as what do you think they're thinking about and how does that align with what you would be thinking about in the same spot. If you watch my commentary, there's a few times, especially if it's just on-board trick, someone attacks into a first striker sort of thing, then you can just say, oh, that's a mistake. That's unfortunate. If you think they take a slightly different line than what you want to do, even if you think it's worse, but it's justifiable or within range or whatever, it's just worth trying to figure out what are they thinking about or what could they be playing around or what top deck are they trying to optimize for or whatever versus just sort of talking if you think the play is good or bad.
Totally agree.
Because usually when someone messes up, they do have a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I make bad plays all the time where if someone asks me why I did the thing that I did, I could talk for a minute and a half about it. It's not no reason. It's still wrong some amount of the time, right? But it's not interesting to just be like, oh, Patrick made a mistake. It's first of all, I couldn't just be thinking about different things. Maybe the play is a mistake, but I'm thinking about it. And second is you had to be really fucking sure to say that.
Yes.
Because if it turns out that, I was actually thinking about, based on the way that my opponent tapped their lands on the second turn, I knew they had this card in their hand. So turn 5, I was setting it up so that the next turn, that card would be no good. Maybe I'm making a bad play, but maybe I'm 6 steps ahead of you and it's not great for the color commentator to reveal that.
Yeah. Totally agree.
So that's my advice, I guess.